Good morning from the banks of the Murray River. What a beautiful and tranquil place this is. And it's probably my favourite place in the world. This is what I call my happy place. This is where everything makes sense. Well, the world just realigns itself, puts itself back on its axis. When my MRI results came back, the first ones that weren't good, we had another change in our world, and that's when I started to see a naturopath. I was heavily involved in my meditation. I got into it then, and my naturopath also practices in the same meditation. And when I went to see her, she said the best diet for GBM patients is keto-vegan. So that's cutting out all carbs, or certainly reducing the amount of carbs. So that's when my diet got a little bit trickier to manage and work with. But I again thought to myself, you have two choices. You can keep doing what you're doing and nothing will change, or you can change your diet and make a small sacrifice to give yourself a better chance at surviving. So that was cutting out all carbs. The biggest challenge for me was cutting out sourdough bread, because that's literally my biggest downfall. I loved that. And I love hot chips as a treat. So those two were going to be a big challenge, but I thought I just need to do it. So I'd put my mind to that. When you go keto, vegan, there's a lot of carbs in so many things that we eat that we just don't even realise. So it was no potato, sweet potato, pumpkin. The only fruits I could eat, or I can eat, are berries, which I love anyway, but no bananas, mandarins. I found it a little bit of a challenge to find foods and meals to cook, but I bought some good cookbooks. My naturopath recommended a couple to me as well. So my family joined me on the keto challenge at the beginning, and my best friend has jumped feet first in with me as well. So they were all cooking different meals, trying different recipes, and then sharing them with us so we knew what sort of things to cook. So it was a group effort, and they're all encouraging me and egg me on. So I find now, that was September and I'm June, I find it much easier to do. I certainly have had a lot of support from a lot of people to help me on coming up with ideas and things. I've lost a lot of weight though since my journey started in April 2023, and it's now June 2024. I have lost 17 kilos, which is probably a bit more than what I wanted to lose. Certainly not unhappy about it, but the doctors are not that overly keen, so I need to put a bit more back on. And I never thought in my wildest dreams putting on weight would be a struggle, but it certainly is on this type of diet. So you have to be really diligent and strict in making sure that you eat a lot of small meals throughout the day and increase your fat intake with good fats like avocado, oils. But I've got to say, I've never felt healthier. I feel really good, even though I've been diagnosed with these things in my head. I certainly feel well and good the majority of the time. I do get brain fog, I do get tired, and I find it difficult to concentrate at times for long periods. But aside from that, I probably feel the healthiest that I've felt in a long time. in my life. When I go out with friends or my girlfriends come over and we have our Friday night drinks around the kitchen bench or movie nights, I pour myself sparkling mineral water in a wine glass and I just look like I'm joining them. And I'm really happy with that. I don't miss the taste. I don't miss it. I never thought I would think that, but I certainly don't. I love my new lifestyle choices. I love that I'm working towards my survival and I'm helping myself get there, along with all the other conventional treatments that I'm having. I'm actually taking a really active role to make myself better. And when I wake up in my happy place up here on the banks of the Murray River, how can you not be happy with life? It's such a beautiful place. In summer, we water ski on here. It's beautiful. I still see my naturopath monthly, so she monitors my diet and my weight. And from time to time, I have periods where I need to change up my diet a little. I need to increase my carb content just a little so that I don't lose too much weight and I start to gain some more. So I feel good that I've got Emily to guide me on this journey, and I can ask her questions along the way if I'm not sure about things. There are some really good products in the supermarket now. There's this great keto bread that you can buy that's really quite nice. It's not quite my sourdough bread, but it's not far off. So I'm actually quite happy to eat that, and little muffins. So I do have to be conscious about preparing my meals and being quite organised, especially when I travel, because you can't just stop and get a keto-vegan lunch at a shop along the way. You have to really sort of think about things. But with a bit of planning, it's actually quite easy. So I'm really grateful that I have Emily, my naturopath, on my journey to help me along the way and guide me and support me as well. As with my friends, we have a little group text message. They'll find different recipes and we send them to each other and we test them out. So we've turned gourmet vegan keto, I think, in the last few months, cooking up a storm. I hope this helps, and don't ever think something's too hard or I could never do that, because if it means the difference to how healthy and well you're going to feel, then it's actually not hard. It's really easy to do. Sometimes people ask me questions like, well, what can you actually eat? There is so much I can eat. It's just different. And it's nice and tasty.